Hello and welcome to a special edition of Queen City News. On this Memorial Day, we are honoring the fallen, those who have lost their lives while serving in the United States Armed Forces. And we begin with a Charlotte man who starts each morning with a tribute to our fallen heroes. Queen City News anchor and reporter Maureen Wirtz has the story.
That first note is a mood changer. And I have to practice. I have to keep getting better.
When the rest of the world is just waking up, this is the typical start to Ron Stewart's morning. While the birds sing their own songs, he practices 1, 2. Almost every day, he begins with a warm-up before venturing on to that first note. Ron has been practicing taps for the veterans buried at Sharon Memorial Park Cemetery for the last 2.5 years.
I was running through. I was going down to South Park or something.
It all started...
Now, how did I see this grave marker?
After a random stop.
Purple Heart and a Bronze Star.
At the grave of Corporal Donnie Fur. He was killed in Vietnam around the same time Ron tried to enlist in the Army.
So at 19, his life ended. Mine went on, and it just, it got me.
40-some years later, this is his service. He never went to Vietnam. His doctor, who was against the war, wrote a letter that put him in the unworthy to serve category. With Donnie in his heart, he taught himself the bugle.
I thought, I can do that.
He's played more than 1,000 different funerals and remembers them all from his most recent.
101 years old, 103 years old.
To his first.
To this day, almost 3 years later, I still get notes from that family thanking me for being there. And just telling me how much it meant.
It takes practice. He doesn't call himself a musician. This is the only song he knows. He's a stranger to many resting here, but he honors each one, starting with that first note.
Ron insists it's not about him, but about honoring the service of our veterans and the sacrifice of their families. Ron's hope is that someone will see this story and decide they could learn taps too. So few people know how to play the bugle, and for most military services, it's a recording of taps, not the live music. In Gaston County, a devoted group of local veterans has paid respects to servicemen and women who have passed. Unfortunately, many in the Honor Guard fear they'll soon be too old to continue their meaningful mission. They need younger recruits to join them at funerals of some of America's finest. Queen City News reporter John Lee has the story.
At Gaston Memorial Park, the flags wave in the breeze.
Here, Don, you want one?
That's where the Gaston County Honor Guard bears arms for a somber salute.
Here we go, dry run, detail, attent, hut.
They mark the passing of a hero.
Port, huh, feet together.
Most of the Honor Guardsmen are now in their 80s. That's why Assistant Commander Roy Sleeper calls for reinforcements.
We're all getting too old, and most of them are Vietnam-era veterans. And so that's why we need some new blood coming in.
Prepare to fire volley 3 in memory of a departed comrade. Ready, aim, hup! It's going to be loud. Huh.
The Guard has attended close to 1,800 military funerals since 2011.
We're very honored to do a World War II veteran today.
Navy veteran Robert Barnhill of Cramerton was laid to rest. He was 97.
Servant of his family, also a servant of this country.
Hunter Heavener is Mr. Barnhill's grandson.
Service to others was part of the core aspect of his personality. He really took that seriously.
Honor guard, hut.
They can't help but reflect on their own mortality. Korean War veteran Glenn Wilson is almost 88 and as devoted to the honor guard as ever.
It's an honor and a privilege. It's not bragging rights, sir.
Ready, aim,
34 active members
aim,
give comfort to grieving families.
aim.
It's deeply meaningful and impactful in knowing that there's a camaraderie there, even amongst people that didn't even know him.
It's a heritage we have just being in the services. The other veterans, they deserve these rights.
If you hear the taps and it don't do something to you, I don't think you're American, or you're not a true American.
We think about our own service and how we've done it and how we hope that somebody's going to be around to fire the volley, fold our flag, and do taps with us.
On behalf of the President of the United States.
I know it means a lot to our entire family.
Mark!
Like all of us, their age advances.
You're here to represent Gaston County Honor Guard.
But their patriotism is timeless.
We do a final salute for our fallen comrade.
One more way to serve their nation with honor.
They are called America's greatest generation, but the number of World War II veterans who are still with us is declining at a heartbreaking rate. Each year in Gaston County, a rite of passage honors heroes who've passed while recognizing the last man standing. Queen City News reporter John Lee takes us on a moving tour of sacrifice.
You got people here to see you, celebrate you.
World War II veteran Henry Arrowwood is the man of the hour.
You make me proud.
Mr. Arrowwood served in the Army with the 76th Infantry Division. At 101, he is the only living member of the World War II Last Man Club of Gaston County.
Ray, my daddy, he was at the Battle of the Bulge, too.
Grandson Brandon Paget values every moment and every photo.
That's a pretty good picture. You look like
Who is that?
It's you. You look like
And take for granted that they've been here for so long and that so many of our values and strengths come from that generation.
This really honors the Last Man Club for Gaston County.
Former Gastonia Mayor Jenny Stoltz recognized Arrowwood for his bittersweet distinction as the last man standing. The World War II Last Man Club was established in 1994 with nearly 250 veterans at its peak. They reserved a prize for the final survivor, a bottle of whiskey.
It's called Defiant. That is the most appropriate name.
Now, the second to the last man, the late Ray Stewart, was the steward of that bottle. Stewart's son Mike, on the left, presented it to Arrowwood. Years ago, the club intended for the last man to visit the graves of fallen heroes. But since Arrowwood is unable to, his grandson will do the honors. The mission is to pay respects to the 5 Last Man Club veterans who most recently passed away. Marine veteran Joseph Tedder Sr. survived 31 days on Iwo Jima. In salute, a pour of whiskey on Tedder's grave and a shot. And the liquor kept flowing.
Mr. LaVon Spencer, thank you for your service.
LaFon Spencer was an Army veteran who also served with the Gaston County Honor Guard. Here's to Mr. Spencer.
I do appreciate you.
And then there's Frank Crisp. With the Marines, he fought in the Pacific Theater. Later, he joined the Navy. Shirley, his wife of 72 years, says he had dementia before he died at 100.
He wanted to know where I was every single minute, and he didn't want me out of his sight. And I sure do miss him.
Bob Cloninger grew up in Stanley. He joined the Navy in 1944 at just 17. Son Rusty says his father loved to restore cars.
He would drive his 1953 Studebaker and a lot of Veterans Day parades. Thank you for your service, Dad. Your love and your dedication.
As I said before, Ray Stewart was the second to the last man left in the club when he died in April at 100. During the Second World War, he served with the 2nd Armored Division as a tank driver. Daughter Donna says her daddy was proud to talk about his service.
As we remember my hero and all of our local men of the greatest generation.
Here's to you, Pop.
Ray's son Mike raises a glass. Everyone in the Last Man Club is worthy of reverence. Because of them, we count our blessings as a nation.
Henry Arrowwood's grandson kept the remainder of the whiskey bottle as a memento for future generations. Coming up, we'll take you to the long-neglected cemetery in Charlotte where African-American service members were laid to rest as we continue honoring the fallen on this Memorial Day. For some 50 years, an African-American cemetery in West Charlotte and the veterans buried there was all but forgotten. A huge cleanup effort in recent years has allowed loved ones to pay their respects with dignity. But while strides have been made, one family says more improvements are needed. Queen City News reporter John Lee has the story.
From above, there's no sign of the treasure below. Beneath the cover of trees in West Charlotte, Cedar Grove is an African-American cemetery that leaves us wanting to know more.
Heroes and a lot of stories to be told here.
Warren McNabb walks through the wooded area with his sister Beverly, looking for a special tree with a ribbon tied around it.
Our grandmother planted this.
That tree helps them find the spot where their hero is buried.
Well, the ribbon holding up good, though.
Their grandfather, Thomas McNabb, served in the Navy and was a World War II veteran. He died 50 years ago when Warren was just 12.
I just remember him being a nice guy, I really do. My regret is I wasn't old enough to fully understand him.
Despite improvements at the site in recent years, the family says the state of Cedar Grove is hard to accept.
I've been all over this city. I've never seen a cemetery unkept. That's just me, I haven't. And I was wondering what happened with this one.
Established in 1880, hundreds are buried at Cedar Grove, including veterans. The site was neglected for decades.
That's why we felt the need to come help. When we came out here, there was so much overgrowth.
Volunteers, including many vets, helped restore the site that was once inaccessible because of brush, trash, and debris. Aaron Harper of Veterans Bridge Home heads the ongoing effort to clean up the site and maintain it with the help of other groups.
When we came out here, there was so much overgrowth that we could only find 11 soldiers and sailors that were interred here. As we finished this work out, there wound up being 20.
This sunken grave makes volunteer Ryan Burke's heart sink.
And unfortunately, it's not in the best condition, so just doing what we can to, honor the service members.
World War II Army veteran Bernard Hemphill passed in 1987. Ryan served in the Navy, so it pains him to see this.
Just try to give it as much respect as possible.
So we're doing the best that we can as veterans to take care of them.
This is just a sliver of the 67 acres once designated to the cemetery. But most of the land in the Beatties Ford community went to developers and the city of Charlotte. When the owner and caretaker died in the early 70s, the place was abandoned.
My name's Shay, by the way.
Jay Abdullah is with Save Cedar Grove.
Partnered with Aaron once he found out there were a bunch of veterans in this abandoned cemetery.
Beyond vets, prominent black leaders are also interred at Cedar Grove, including Bishop R.B. Bruce of Grace AME Church.
We really found out he was a really influential and monumental person in establishing a strong, free black community.
Okay, good technique there.
Rabbi Judy Schindler of the Charlotte Black Jewish Alliance says unfortunately some of those buried here may never be identified.
But the neglected stones, the stones where we don't even have the person's name to remember them, and then there's beauty in the other stones that are here that we can study and learn about the history and try to tell their story.
Every bag that volunteers fill helps clear the way for families to pay their respect.
And while we're doing this project, taking care of other veterans, we're also taking care of the family members. So that's why we thought that it was important to do this project.
The McNabbs treat their grandfather's gravesite with reverence.
I do have good memories of him.
While they praise the progress made, they're also frustrated conditions declined so badly in the first place.
It's a form of respect. And I don't think, I mean, if you can't get respect at this point, I mean, what is anything worth, right?
And respect is precisely what keeps the volunteers coming back.
Worth spending the morning volunteering.
I think what's important about this is that this history not be lost.
In the shadow of towering trees, too many stories are either untold or unknown. But the McNabb family will never forget.
Without them, there is no us.
Coming up, we'll introduce you to a trailblazing pilot from North Carolina who has become a role model for so many. You're watching a special Memorial Day edition of Queen City News. Women have served along men in some capacity since the beginning of the military in the United States. Some of those women paid the ultimate price for their service. Despite that history, one woman continues to break barriers here in North Carolina. Chief Transportation Correspondent May Beeler has the story.
Oh my goodness.
Captain Jones is about to come face to face with.
And then look at my face up there. Like, what are we doing?
It's her first look at the exhibit Sullenberger aviation officials created to honor her remarkable career as a military aviator.
Ooh, this is such an honor. I'm Captain Lindsay Jones, and I'm the first African-American female helicopter pilot for the North Carolina National Guard.
Jones is part of the Trailblazing Women exhibit here at the Sullenberger Aviation Museum.
I am a part of Women Making Waves.
A Raleigh native and citizen soldier, Captain Jones considers it a privilege to serve her country as an officer and helicopter pilot.
Every time I interact with someone, I never know how far it's going to send them.
She also serves her community as a licensed clinical mental health counselor.
I'm just taken aback.
Captain Jones is literally larger than life in her exhibit display, where her uniform, boots, and gloves are showcased. It's a reflection of her history of breaking barriers as an African-American woman in a traditionally male-dominated field.
As a child, I never dreamed that my face was going to be on a Smithsonian-related museum. Like, no, not even any museum. I never could picture that even happening.
As a role model, a 17-year National Guard veteran, and still the State Guard's only female African-American helicopter pilot, Captain Jones has a special message for girls.
Me, little Lindsay, when I first joined, I was a private first class, Lindsay Jeffries. I didn't know that I was going to be a pilot. So what I want them to know is you do not have to know everything you'll do in your future. You just have to know to take the first step. That's it.
Captain Jones says when girls see her exhibit, they should know she is a representation of them, an extension of their potential. When they think about what a pilot looks like, she wants them to remember
there was a black lady up there, and she could fly, and she doesn't look like the normal depiction in my mind of what a pilot looks like. So maybe that can be me as well.
Veterans returning from war or deployment may not have any physical scars, but the psychological toll can last a lifetime. Coming up, we'll introduce you to the tranquil waters in North Carolina, where many are learning to heal. When veterans return to civilian life, they often feel lonely and lost. But a support group is giving Charlotte area vets a new appreciation for the wonders of nature.
It just touches you in a place that's different than any other sport, I think.
Of course, we are talking about fishing. Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing is designed to give disabled vets a feeling of fellowship and hope. Trips like this one to the French Broad River in Transylvania County can be life-affirming for people like Cameron Clark. A retired Army vet was deployed several times and later diagnosed with PTSD.
After my service, I kind of fell into a dark place, isolated myself for a while, lost connection with a lot of the people that were around me.
That sense of isolation is a common story among many of these veterans. They say the Project Healing Waters program has helped them find direction and purpose. We'd like to thank all veterans and their families for your service. We will have continuing coverage on Queen City News as we honor the fallen on this Memorial Day. Thank you for watching this special edition of Queen City News.